Are you struggling with debt? Do you have a hard time making ends meet? Do you feel like you're not getting anywhere in life? If so, it's time to make some changes. In this video, I'm going to share with you 6 money habits that are keeping people poor and ruining their lives. Keep watching. By the end of this video you will learn how to stop sabotaging your finances and start living a life that is full of abundance and prosperity. Money is not the root of all evil. It is in fact the lack of it that causes problems. Lack of money can be blamed for many things, from a lack of self-worth to depression and anxiety. Money habits are what keep you poor and are ruining your life. Poor money habits are one of the leading causes of financial difficulties. In fact, it is estimated that about 20% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. So, what are poor money habits? A poor money habit is anything that, when done repeatedly, makes you spend too much, save too little, or not be able to afford basic needs. Some examples of poor money habits include not paying bills on time, spending more than your income can afford, being a spender instead of a saver, and forgetting to track spending. I understand better than anyone that having bad money habits can keep you poor and ruin your life. I can talk about this subject based from my own knowledge. I experienced firsthand the consequences of sabotaging my own finances. I used to spend money helping friends and family who were in financial need, instead of saving. I forgot to keep track of my spending, therefore my business ended up in bankruptcy and I ended up in depression. It's good to help, but you have to know how to do it the right way. I think I can offer advice to help reverse your money habit and make the situation better. With that said, the first money habits that keep you poor and ruin your life are spending more money than you earn and the cycle of debt. Money is a big part of life. We work to make money, spend money, and save money. But sometimes we can end up in a cycle of debt where the more we make, the more we spend, which only leads to more debt. Spending more money than you make is a hallmark of being in debt. It's important to keep track of your income and spend less than you earn so as not to fall into a dangerous financial situation that can be difficult to recover from. Now, it's not always easy to know when you're in a cycle of debt. The key is to be aware of your finances and how much money is coming in and going out. Start by keeping track of your income and expenses for about 2 weeks. You probably already have an idea of what your sources of income are, so focus on expenses, car payments, rent or mortgage payments, utilities, groceries, entertainment, movie tickets, etc. Moving on to the next 6 money habits that keep you poor and is ruining your life are not saving enough money and spending too much on the wrong things. We are all guilty of spending too much on the wrong things. We make impulse buys, buy things we don't need, and buy things that are not good for us. Poor people have a tendency to spend money on things they don't need, and not save for the future. Which means that they are at risk of being poor for the rest of their lives. On the other hand, rich people buy things with the plan to keep them long-term, they avoid debt, they have emergency funds for the future, they invest their money. Which means that they are building wealth for themselves and for their entire generation. Families who are poor often have other family members who are poor, so the cycle of poverty is perpetuated. This was how Dr. Haverkamp explained it. In other words, families who are poor often pass on their poverty to future generations with a baby boom, and this leads to more poverty within the family and community. Spending too much on the wrong things can lead to a lot of wasted money and time spent regretting our decisions later on in life. In order to avoid these mistakes, it's important to know what they are so you can take steps to prevent them from happening again in the future. There are a number of common mistakes that people make when they spend. Here is a brief list of some to be aware of. Missing a payment. A missed payment will have a negative impact on your credit score and can be expensive in the long run. Another one is spending too much. Your budget is only as good as what you plan to actually spend. Budgeting takes time, but it is worth it in the long run. The other thing is paying off debt early. It's important to pay off high-interest debt with the lowest interest rates first, like student loans or mortgages. Saving money is important for a number of reasons. However, the most important reason is to live comfortably in the future. People often underestimate how much they could have saved over time if they had made different decisions. For example, if someone saves $5 a day for 10 years, that person would have saved an amount close to $110,000. Saving money is never an easy task, but it can be done. Here are some helpful tips to save money easily. 1. Track your expenses. 2. Get a second job. 3. Cut down on eating out. 4. Stop buying things you don't need. 5. Drive less and shop around for the best deals. Before I move on to the next subject, now if you are someone who wants to go beyond, and change those money habits that keep you poor and ruining your life. There are links in the description below this video, with books that I recommend you read to make better decisions with money, investing, personal finance, business and how to build wealth. Now with that out of the way, let's move on to the next topic on the 6 money habits that keep you poor and are ruining your life. And that is, being lazy. Lazy habits are not just a waste of time, but they are also a waste of money. Lazy people often don't have the ambition to work hard enough to be successful at life and their finances suffer because of it. This doesn't mean that you need to be a workaholic or start doing extensive hours of work. Some people are just naturally lazy and get by with minimal effort, but they still live within their means. They save money and make do with what they have, instead of buying more than they need. It's been proven that a lot of people procrastinate and think that doing it later will be easier. The thing about this is, the longer you wait to do something, the more difficult and overwhelming it becomes. You get less motivated as time goes on and start to find ways to avoid doing what you were supposed to be doing in the first place. If you're like many people, who associate the word lazy with being out of shape, not having the energy to get things done, or just not caring. But this is far from the truth. In fact, some people are so lazy that they actually do things that sabotage their finances and ruin their lives. At this point of the video you may be wondering, how to stop being a lazy person. Being lazy is natural, it is not something that makes you a bad person. However, when it takes over your life, it can be a serious problem. Sometimes we need to take a step back and find the reasons for our laziness before we can start to push ourselves. By the way, if you're enjoying the money habit tips so far and want more videos like this, subscribe to the channel and hit the like button so I know. The next money habits that keep you poor and ruin your life is ignoring your credit score and not having a budget. People keep making these financial mistakes that are killing their economy. Credit scores are important and necessary for financial stability. Your credit score affects your ability to get loans, as well as the terms of that loan. Your credit score is a 3-digit number that's calculated from the details of your borrowing and repayment history. The higher your score, the better chance you have of getting a loan. I'm going to tell you right now how to improve your credit score and stop sabotaging your finances. The first step to improving your credit is to figure out your total amount you owe on each account, credit card, loans, etc. Then make a list of the debts you need to pay off. As soon as you have your list, prioritize them in order of their interest rates and due dates. Use this information to make a budget that can help you save money over time while paying off your debts before they become too high. Not having a budget will ruin your life. This may seem like an exaggeration, but it's actually not. Without a budget you don't know where your money is going, and this can lead to a lot of problems in the future. Without knowing what is coming in and what is going out, you will always be broke and never have any savings. If you're living paycheck to paycheck, that means that one mistake at work or a medical emergency could put a huge dent in your bank account. 1. Not having a budget will cost you more in the long run. If you don't have anything saved up for rainy days, emergencies, and unforeseen expenses, then you are going to end up spending most of your money on necessities rather than luxuries. You will end up missing out on experiences that other people are enjoying because they had the foresight to save some money. 2. Not having a budget will make it really hard for you to plan for the future. Without a budget, there is no way to know how much money you have left in your account. It's like being at the mercy of the bank or losing your wallet and not knowing what money you have left. Without knowing how much money you have, there is no way that you can figure out what bills are due when and whether or not they're going to result in any extra cash. The next 6 money habits that keep you poor and are ruining your life is being unprepared and not saving for retirement. Money habits that keep you poor is a topic that everyone should be aware of. It is important to understand the different habits in order to avoid sabotaging your finances. Not saving enough can leave you financially unprepared when you are older and need a steady income. Becoming a retiree who has the resources needed to live their best second act is possible, but not if they don't plan for it in advance. You need to save 10% of your income every year in order to have enough money when you retire. What are the consequences of not saving for retirement? If you don't save for retirement, you may not have enough money to cover your monthly expenses in the future. If this happens, you'll have to cut back on spending, which means living a less comfortable lifestyle. You could also rely on other sources of income like Social Security or pension plans, but these sources are not guaranteed. The next point I have for you when it comes to the 6 money habits that keep you poor and are ruining your life, and that is, being too afraid to make mistakes. A lot of people believe that they are not enough, because they are too afraid to make mistakes. They believe that making mistakes is a sign of weakness and it will lead them to failure in life. But it is not true. We all know that there is no such thing as a perfect person in this world. We all make mistakes and we have to learn from them, because they are the only way for us to grow as individuals and as professionals. Let's talk about how making mistakes can actually be beneficial for you and how being too afraid of making mistakes can ruin your life and your money habits. These are some of the habits that can be changed to make your life better. 1. Spending too much on materialistic items and not investing in yourself. This habit is what keeps you from living a fulfilling life. You need to invest in yourself and take care of yourself first before anything else. 2. Fear of making mistakes. You need to break this habit because it will stop you from taking risks and doing things that could potentially change your life for the better. One of the most dangerous things about being too afraid to make mistakes is that you don't learn anything from them. 3. Saving too much. Saving money is a good thing, but saving too much can actually be a bad thing because it means you're not spending money on things that make you happy. 4. Spending more than you earn. It's important to have some savings in order to cover emergencies, but if you spend more than what you earn, it will only lead to problems later on down the line. 5. Not investing in yourself. Investing in yourself is one of the best ways to build wealth and create a better future for yourself and your family because it means getting an education or training for a new career or skill set that has. Many people are living with financial struggles and don't know how to break the cycle. This is because they maintain habits that sabotage their finances. Some of these habits include not saving money for emergencies, spending too much money on their children, using credit cards to pay for everyday expenses, and not prioritizing their long-term goals. These all lead to a poor lifestyle and will ruin your life if you don't make a change. In order to break the cycle, you need to be aware of what habits are sabotaging your finances. You can find out by taking 2 different quizzes, one for your personal finance and one for your lifestyle. For example, if you're struggling with credit card debt, then try to put more money in a savings account or use cash instead of debit cards. So far I've shared the 6 money habits that keep you poor and are ruining your life. I have shared with you my poor money habit, which led me to sabotage my finances to the point of bankruptcy in the past. Now you know the 6 money habits that keep you poor, but you may not know that you have a money personality. If that's so, watch this video where I'll talk all about the psychology of money and why does it matter. Please subscribe to the channel and leave a comment about your thought on today's video. Thanks for watching this video and I'll see you in my next one.